Hello, my name is Randall Borden. I'm a family law attorney in Virginia and in Maryland, outside of Washington, D.C. Today I'm going to talk about children. Can children decide custody, how their input or how their opinions are brought before the judge? So the short answer is no, they cannot. The judge decides custody, assuming the parents cannot resolve it on their own. An agreed order is always the best way to go. Assuming that you do have a contested custody battle, then the question is how much input do the children have, and how can the children's preferences be brought into the court before the judge? I'm going to probably break this video down into different parts. The part right now would be how much weight does the children's opinions, preferences, testimony have in a contested custody battle. As usual, it depends. Obviously, the first thing is how old is the child? That is how mature is the child? So whether the child is, a baby, a toddler, just going to school, a teenager. I've had teenagers who are very immature, and the judge, says basically, thank you for your opinion. But I've had other children that are very mature, sometimes maybe too mature, but their opinion is given great weight by the judge. Depends on how old the child is, depends on how mature the child is. Generally, this is, again, a broad scope, the opinion of teenagers is given some weight. The older the teenager, the more weight. And obviously, if the teenager is about to become an adult, about to age out, which is usually 18, then the judge just says, I can't tell teenagers what to do. And so the judge may just award reasonable visitation, or may just ask the teenager, where do you want to live? Many times there is a switch from one parent to the other parent for no particular reason, that the child may have been living with the mother since birth, since they were a child, elementary school, intermediate school, and then the child becomes a teenager and wants to go live with the other parent. That creates quite a difficult inquiry for the judge, for the decision, even for the lawyer, like why? So sometimes the child just says, I want to live with the other parent. I've had all this time with one parent, I want to go live with the other parent. Sometimes they want to live with the parent who is less restrictive, that they can stay up all night, they can eat bad food, they don't have to do their homework, they don't have to go to school even, or they don't have to go to school on time. The questioning by the lawyer, I always like to talk to the child, the questioning by the judge, or the questioning by other parties who would be brought in by the court is why? Can you tell me how are you going to get, if you move to the other parent and the other parent is at work, what are you going to do? You're going to let yourself in? Are you going to go down to the mall with the other kids and come home at midnight? You're going to get your homework done. Have you been doing your homework previously? Have you been operating on your own? How mature are you? Why do you want to go live with the other parent? And it could be a perfectly valid reason. It's just closer to school, closer to sports, closer to a boyfriend or girlfriend, something like that. Maybe the other parent has a bigger home or some kind of other features like that. It can have a perfectly good, a perfectly valid reason, but you definitely want to explore that. Why does the child want to live with one parent over the other parent? Sometimes it's just, I want to do it. I've been with one parent for quite a long time, and I want to go with the other parent. Maybe the other parent offers living in a different neighborhood, a country setting versus a city setting, extracurricular, hunting, fishing, something like that with the father. Situations like that arise. Both Maryland and Virginia have factors, and the court must consider each and every factor. The questioning of the child should go down, each of those factors. Do you feel that one parent spanks you all the time and the other parent doesn't? Does one parent ban you from social media, but the other parent, really doesn't care? Is there any domestic violence? Is there any kind of abuse? Do you feel like you're not getting enough from this parent that you would get from this parent? Or too much from this parent, not enough from that parent. Maybe you want a job after school and that parent is located closer to your work. Maybe you have a parent that promises the child all these benefits, come live with me, I'll buy you a car. And that way, once you change the residence of the child, the other parent now has to pay child support. There could be coaching of the child. There could be a brainwashing, parental alienation. You want to ask the child, does the child answer in the child's own words, or is the child repeating what one of the parents may have told him, or one of the kids at school, or there's bad people out there? Are they in contact with somebody, some third party, through social media, and they're being groomed or being recruited? So you really need to dig down deep. But in general, the answer to the question is, the older the child, the more weight the court will give to the child's preferences, opinions, and so forth. Is it a good reason that the child wants to change custody, or is it a bad reason? You want to not really interrogate the child, but have a conversation with the child to bring out all of the factors that are set out in the code in order to say, okay, that the child's preference is this because this parent doesn't yell all the time, or this parent doesn't take away my phone as punishment, that kind of thing. So you really want to dig into why this is happening. And is the other parent, hypothetically, if you do switch custody, then will the other parent actually follow through? Come over with me and you can stay with me and you can stay up all night, or you can have, kids over. So is that actually going to happen? And then ask them what's wrong with where you are now? What do you think is going to be better at the new place with the other parent? And try to make sure that the child is answering in the child's voice, appropriate for the child's age, and not simply reciting that what a parent may have promised or what a parent may have even rehearsed. That's really the short answer to that question. I'm going to have other videos that will expand on each of those components. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel. And again, I'm Randall Borden. My office is in Fairfax County, Virginia. So I practice in all the courthouses of Northern Virginia and then all the courthouses of suburban Maryland, including Frederick County. I hope that you got something out of this video, and thank you very much. Randall Borden, goodbye.